All right. Well, welcome to tonight's informational session. Get involved and make a difference. We're going to be here for maybe about an hour, and there's going to be some good information provided tonight. So, I am Cynthia Newell. I am the VP of the chapter, and I am excited to see members get engaged and get involved. There are so many opportunities available to our members to serve and through their service be supported in their career development. And so tonight, our agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about NAMIC, um, their vision and their mission, and then we're going to dive into the benefits of volunteering. And I'm going to introduce you to some of our committee leaders who are here tonight. You'll have an opportunity to talk to those committee members if you want, leaders, and then we'll talk about next steps if there are any questions. And then we'll be closed out by our president, Elgin Thomas. And so, first, can everyone see my screen okay? I just took for granted you could see my screen.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
All right, so NAMIC. NAMIC is they're an inclusive member-driven organization open to anyone in media, entertainment, and technology industries, and also telecommunications. I guess that will fall under media. And their goal is to partner with leading companies to cultivate high-performing, future-ready talent. And so some of the ways that NAMIC does this is you may have seen emails go out about the upcoming conference in October that's going to be held in New York. Some other ways that they do this is through their mentorship program. They also offer leadership development programs and master classes. So they have a lot of different products that they offer to help employees become better individuals, perform better, to develop those skills sets that they need to go to the next level. Their mission, well, first, their vision is to boost employee engagement and morale, to build a resilient, agile, and inclusive workforce, and create cultures that fuel innovation and drive business performance. Charter pays for its employees to have NAMIC memberships at the basic level. So it is a resource, a tool that's available to all charter employees, and there's no statute of time, like you have to be here for 90 days. You can take immediate advantage of this opportunity. Their mission: empower professionals with the tools, connections, and skills they need to lead with confidence in a fast-changing world. And so tonight we're going to just talk about why you should volunteer. I feel that being a volunteer, I volunteer at my daughter's school, I volunteer at church, I volunteer here through NAMIC, and there are some other, also in WICT. It gives me that hands-on experience. And so I've known for a long time that I'm a leader. However, in corporate, I'm not too interested in taking on a leadership role right now of managing people, but being a part of NAMIC as the VP, being the PTA president at my daughter's school, being on different committees, it allows me to develop my leadership skills that sometimes I don't have to use in my day-to-day job at Charter. I'm a learning and development writer in our L&D department. But it also helps me when I am ready to advance. I will have the proof that I have this skill set, that I've produced results, and it will help me advance in my career. So that's one way to look at it. You can also build a professional network. So we have two people here. I just recently relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina. We have two people here from St. Louis, but then we also have two people here from Kentucky. And so you may not physically see them, but you are building a professional network. And these people can speak to the value that you bring to the team with your skills, your ideas, so you can create a professional network that can speak to, again, the value that you bring to projects and to being on a team. It's another way to make connections. You can get your name in front of managers. We have a senior manager on here. You can get your name in front of VPs and people, will, when you're doing a great job, they may recommend you to someone and you don't even know it, but your name is being put out there because you show up and you demonstrate an excellence in everything that you do. You're prompt, you communicate well, all the skills that most roles require for their employees. It's another way to strengthen your resume. Again, you can gain the knowledge needed for a promotion and speak to it on your resume during interviews. Most of the time, when you're going for a position, people want to know the results. They want to know, what was the challenge? What did you do? And how did it impact the company or the department? How did you solve a problem? And so if you're volunteering in this community, there are so many different needs that we have inside of the NAMIC chapter, but then there are also communal needs that we have out there, volunteer opportunities with different nonprofits who need mentors or speakers. If you're in school, you can use NAMIC to do presentations at times. If you have a topic that you feel aligns with the vision of NAMIC or professional development, you can use this as a place that you can share that information. And last, but certainly not least, it's a place that allows you to make a difference. You can make a greater impact in the community using your skills and your expertise. And so last year, I don't know, Cody, if you participated in the survey, but last year we did a survey and we found out that there were several entrepreneurs in the community. And as a result of them sharing that information, we had an event at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and several of those business owners were able to get their business name out there, get notoriety because they participated in a raffle and offered up a product from their business. And so you get exposure, not just professionally, but if you have something that's going on outside that you want to grow, you have this community of people that you can pitch this idea to or share this idea with. And so volunteers, they don't get paid, not because they're worthless, but because they are priceless, and so being a volunteer is a really great way, especially in this climate today where so many people are segregated or segmented in their minds. It's a way to come back together, the humanness, bring that back to life. And so we are going to, sorry. So I just wanted to introduce you. I shared this in our chat, but I wanted to introduce you to our newest committee leaders. We have Denise, who is our community outreach chair. Christina, she's here today, communications chair. And Dana is our college connect chair. And then we have DJ Talbert, who is our programming chair, Chris Barinke, our membership chair, and Will, he is leading our marketing and media chair. And so before we talk to the committee leaders and they share their vision and where they need support, I just wanted to say that we do have some open committee chairs. It takes funds to do things in the community. It takes funds to do things well and in the spirit of excellence. And so we need someone who is willing to lead the fundraising chair. They will lead a team of volunteers and develop fundraising strategies, organize fundraising events, and manage fundraising activities. And so this way, one of the visions I have for our College Connect committee is to be able to give scholarships to college students or high school students going into college. And so we need funds in order to do that. Another chair that's open is the sponsorship chair. This person will lead a team of volunteers and seek out new sponsorship opportunities with organizations and follow up to solicit potential sponsorship. So we need someone out there asking the QTs or the McDonald's, can you give us X amount of money toward this vision. Maybe it's a gift card, maybe it's some products, but we need someone out there who can reach out so that we don't have to go into the funds that we've raised to get these things, but we can have different companies come alongside of us and bring our vision to life. The programming and event planning chair, that is a position that will open up soon. And so we need someone who is passionate about planning events and who's willing to lead a team of volunteers to get events going. They will partner with the committee leaders, make sure committee leaders have what they need in order for their events to be successful. And then a corporate connection chair. They will lead a team of volunteers and partner with the membership chair and the community outreach chair to host recruiting events for companies in the media, entertainment, technology, and telecommunications industries in the St. Louis region. So we have AT&T there. We have Verizon. I'm not sure who else, but Metro PCS. I don't know, but there's some opportunity for us to get other companies involved so that we can go further and do more. And so I just want to take a moment and give Dana the floor. She's over our College Connect Committee. She's new to this role, but I want you to listen in as Dana shares her vision for this committee and how you can get involved.
Hello, everyone. So I have recently taken on this role, and so we are still trying to figure out exactly the path that we want to take with this team. But in general, our purpose is to increase NAMIC's visibility and membership among St. Louis metropolitan colleges and universities through vendor opportunities and professional development offered through NAMIC St. Louis chapter. And so Cynthia already mentioned that we would like to eventually offer scholarships to them, students who will be matriculating from high school to college or who are currently in college. We also would like to, first of all, I don't know if you all know this, but NAMIC actually does offer student membership. So it would be great if we could increase the number of student members who are actually in the St. Louis region. Um, and to do that, hopefully we'll be able to maybe offer them a membership scholarship so that they don't have to pay to actually join. Um, Maybe offer the opportunity for a scholarship to the annual conference that occurs because that will help them with networking. But then also, as we stated before, offer the academic scholarships. So those are just like a few things to offer them that will be beneficial to them in the long run because ultimately we really want them to, you know, become, members of NAMIC as they graduate from college, but also to have opportunities for networking. Some other benefits to college students is that we're also able to have professional development training offered through virtual and in-person programming through NAMIC. So I don't know how many of you have actually attended any of the virtual seminars. I've attended several of them, actually have scheduled through the rest of the year, and I have really enjoyed them personally as a professional. So I can only imagine how much more beneficial it would be for someone who's in college, ready to move into the workforce. But also, maybe there's opportunity for leadership opportunities. Like we have the opportunity to mentor students. And so I'm still working through the plan, but also if we can get more volunteers on the team, we can work together to consider what other opportunities that we can create for students in the St. Louis region. In order to get them more engaged with NAMIC. And so some of the things that I would like to do in Q4 and Q1 is to connect with some student life faculty at various campuses. I've been fortunate to have connections with several of the universities, and so I want to meet with them to share more about NAMIC to see how we can come onto their campuses and engage their students. Also, like attending any on-campus events such as career fairs or other events where outside organizations are able to come in and host a vendor table. I know when I was in college, oftentimes they had an organization fair where the different organizations around campus would come out and provide information. So maybe there's an opportunity for us to do that. Also, potentially host an information session either virtually or on campus. It just depends on the type of engagement that we get, but to share more information and more in depth. When you're at a vendor table, you can only provide so much. You can direct them to a website, but when you can actually, get the group together and be able to answer questions for them, that usually helps with engagement and their participation. And then also there's opportunity for, as we build relationships with in the community and with local universities, maybe it's possible we can actually hold some of our NAMIC meetings on campus locations. That way it makes it easier for students to come in and to learn more about NAMIC and to attend those sessions as well. So those are some of the things that that I have on the agenda for the next 2 quarters. But I really would love to work with other volunteers to hear ideas so that we can, get to work getting to know the students and getting students more engaged with NAMIC.
Very good. Thank you so much. Sounds like some great ideas. Definitely. And so thank you so much, Dana. I'm just going to pause and see, are there any questions for Dana?
If you can't think of anything now, you're more than welcome to email me or send me a WebEx chat message, and I'll reach out to you or respond to you as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dana. All right, next up, no pun intended, for our podcast. If you don't listen to our podcast, you can catch it on Spotify. We'll have information about that shortly. But our communications committee is led by Miss Christina Butler. So we're going to listen in as Christina shares her vision for this committee and how you can get involved.
Hi, so my overall goal as far as building the communications committee are a few things. The first thing would be to keep up with the podcast because I know that some people are visual, some people like to sit and actually listen to gain information. So keep up with the podcast and maybe build onto that, but also find other ways to keep to get people engaged and involved, like maybe implement something as far as like a weekly newsletter. I know that that was something that was implemented before, but maybe touch back into that where basically you're a constant face for people and you're always on the forefront of letting people know, hey, we're here, this is what we're about, and that continues to drive engagement to the committee for people that either may not know about us or people that are on that are a part of NAMIC that don't necessarily know how to tap into getting a little bit more involved and engaged. They'll have those options as far as gaining information and maybe being able to put faces with names, so on and so forth. Also, my second goal would be to expand our media footprint. I know that overall our media will, as far as our communication is concerned and how we reach out to people, it's more so through LinkedIn, but I have a vision of expanding past LinkedIn. For example, maybe having an Instagram page just for the St. Louis chapter, and maybe also as far like Facebook as well, something like that. Just keep it simple where it's streamlined and we have multiple platforms as far as being able to reach people. And because, some people may be on Facebook, but they might not be on Instagram, so on and so forth. So just being able to reach people at all times and also just consistently being able to keep people involved. So that's overall my goal. As far as how many people I feel that I would need, I would say to build a strong team, I would say 3 minimum. So if I had between I would say actually between 3 to 4 people, including myself on the team. I feel that we would be able to function where it wouldn't be overwhelming for one particular person, and we would all be able to basically lean on each other for whatever needs to happen or whatever we need to work through. So just short and simple, expanding the footprint and finding multiple ways to keep people involved, regardless of where they are, what platform they use, or how they operate on their day to day. We'll always be able to touch them in some type of way.
Thanks, Christina. Very,
Yeah.
very good. Communication is very much needed, and sharing with, those who are not inside of charter, the social media platform is a great way to do that. So looking forward to great things with that committee. Denise wasn't able to join us tonight, but she did send me her notes. So she's over our community outreach committee, and this committee helps bring the mission to life by getting NAMIC's name into the community, creating opportunity for professionals to connect with NAMIC and recruit members who will benefit from our network. So her goal for this committee is to host an event once per quarter, um, to partner with the corporate connection person. So she wants to build relationships with two telecom companies, excuse me, to co-host or sponsor events and then support chapter events. So assist with the larger chapter programs and whatever is needed there. And so she's saying that the monthly commitment for this committee is just 1 hour. That's for the meeting. I'm sorry. So 1 hour for a meeting, which will be handled virtually, and then maybe 3 to 5 hours per month, maybe a little bit more, before events. She would like for committee members to attend at least 2 of the 4 events and participate during, that they put together during the year, and collaboration. So she wants the team to be able to help with things like event research, promotion, follow up, based upon your strengths and your interests. And so um, this committee is about really just getting out in the community. And it's more so focused on connecting with I'm sorry, organizations, association. I know the vision, I've talked with Denise and Dana, is to partner more with the National Black MBA Association and any other association that, has like an aligned focus, doing more events with them and just getting out in the community. Whereas College Connect is focused more on college students. The Community Connect is, things like going to the YMCA if they're having an event and we can volunteer to help, or getting out and supporting or volunteering with nonprofit organizations, even doing drives where we go and, there are families that need things for the holidays, connecting with in that way of having drives and school drives and things like that. So NAMIC really being a resource for the community, reaching out and letting people know that NAMIC is here. That was one of the things that came up in the survey. People wanted to do more volunteering outside of NAMIC. And so it's an opportunity for people who are speakers. If you have a topic that could benefit the community, it doesn't have to be tied to telecommunications. If you are really versed with finances and you want to share some information, then you can be used in that way. And what I mean when I said earlier is volunteering is a benefit because you build up, notoriety and credibility. You get in front of people and you're sharing your information that you are versed in, and you get an audience and you build a following. So I really want people to understand yes, you're committing to giving your time, but you get back so much more. Like for this small investment that you make, you get back so much more depending on what's important to you. For me, leadership is important. And like I said, I'm not necessarily ready to take on a managerial role inside of corporate, but leading is who I am. And so I find myself in these roles and it brings me joy. So that's another part about volunteering. You get to do something that you love to do, and have fun. And so, oh, I'm going back. I don't want to go back thing. Sorry, y'all. So yeah. Okay. So I want to stop there. That was what we had planned for tonight to talk about. But Cody, you're here. Did you have any questions for us? Your questions are very valuable, and we want you to feel very confident. So, is there anything that you would like to ask me or any of the committee members that are here tonight? Sorry if I'm putting
Uh,
you on the spot.
no worries. I don't actually have any questions at the moment. This was all new to me. I was provided the information from our HR team, and it just seemed kind of interesting to learn a little bit more about. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, no
Have
questions
you,
at the moment.
okay. Have you joined NAMIC? Did you take advantage of the membership?
I have not yet. I'm actually not sure how to go about that, but I was going to reach out to them after and see how that goes. But
Okay. And do you work for Spectrum?
I do. I'm in our provisioning activation department.
Okay. Isn't that where you just left, Christina?
It is.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
actually know Cody. I wasn't gonna say
Oh,
anything
okay.
until later, but yeah, I'm very familiar with Cody. Hi. Hey, Cody.
Hey,
So I actually shared a link in so you must not be in the chat. Well, of course you, but I will send you the link that I shared in our NAMIC chat of how you can get signed up.
okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'll send that to you tomorrow when I'm back in the office. But we do appreciate you taking time to join tonight's call, and we do hope that one of these committees resonated with you, and that you'll consider being a part. So, and tell your friends and your neighbors. And no, I'm just kidding. So, with that being said, if no one has any questions or anything, we're going to close tonight's meeting out and with our so Will, he just put the link in the chat. Cody, if you're able to grab it from there, you can get it from there. Thank you, Will.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So Elgin, you can take it away, sir.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. I appreciate it. First off, thank you for everybody joining the live stream and everybody that's going to watch the recorded session of this as well, as we'll be sharing this out as well. So make sure you reach out to myself or Cynthia or the other members of the committee. So if you're interested in joining, we appreciate that. I can't say how excited I am about Cynthia, you putting this together, the vision. When I joined the chapter as the vice president 2 years ago, we started from the bottom. We didn't have a website. We didn't even have a bank account. So seeing where we came from then to where we're going now and what the future is holding for us, I'm totally excited. I think, like you mentioned earlier, the only way for us to grow is to get more people to be involved. I think it's going to be beneficial. I think at the end of my tenure, my 2 year tenure as vice president, it came to that part where I was really considering stepping down. I think the people at that time that was part of the committee, everybody was kind of like, okay, we did our work. You know, we got the chapter up and running. We accomplished some great things. We got the podcast. We had some great events. We had built this infrastructure. We had smaller subcommittees, but we had things that didn't exist. We didn't have a planning committee at first. It was just me, the president. We had a secretary and a treasurer, and a lot of the heavy lifting was me and the president. So we like, look, we can't go through another year where we're just doing the planning committee, we're doing all the other things. So we like, we got to get more people involved. So we added Will to kind of help with the marketing. We added a membership person. So we've been growing year after year. And what Cynthia's putting together, it totally aligns with my vision on actually, it actually exceeds the vision that I have, which she's created some other committees. So we're going to grow. I think we're going to have some great things in store. The biggest part of that before, making the decision on not stepping down last year is like, I didn't want all the stuff that we started to go in vain. So I was like, look, I'll be the president, but y'all got to run this back with me. Because I think everybody at the time was like, you know what, life be lifing. That work life, home life balance, it's real. And I totally understand. But the biggest thing that I wanted to convey to them, and I'll convey to all the people that join the committees, is I don't want this to be a heavy lift for anybody. I think the more people that we have to kind of dig in, we can fulfill that vision. But the thing that I want to be completely transparent with is when you make that decision on joining, you really have to be committed, because we want people that not only just join to say they're part of a chair or committee, like there are going to be some commitments involved in that. We kind of expect that the things that you agree to or you're responsible for, that you really handle those things and you take it seriously. Understanding that things do come up, so we're definitely respectful of that, but it's just all about communication, just like you would in your personal job, just keeping us informed in those situations. But we really look forward to some of the big things that we can do. If you think about some of the other chapters, I've been to the conferences, I've networked a lot with the other chapter leaders. You won't be in this alone. A lot of the other chapters have subcommittees, so it's nothing for me to be able to put people with those other peers and subcommittees. So you have somebody that's been through the growing pains of starting those committees. A lot of them have a year, 2 years jump that they've kind of worked all of the bugs and kinks, and they're always willing to share some of those successes with us. So you're not going to be alone. When you join us as a team, it's going to be a collaborative effort. Your voice will matter as we make key decisions on the things that we do to advance the chapter. So again, thank you for everybody taking the time to listen. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you, Cynthia and team, for putting this together. I'm excited. I look forward to working with people and definitely encourage people to sign up. Again, it's not all about, what we can do for others. You want to take advantage of the opportunities that this can enhance for your own personal development. You get the opportunity to get key skills that you may not be getting in your current role or position. So this is your opportunity to kind of expand your network, develop some additional skills. I'm always willing to help. I tell people, even at the in-person events that I come to, I'm not hard to find. Elgin Thomas, email, hit me in Outlook, hit me on WebEx. I'll be more than happy to support you in any way I can. So appreciate your time again, and thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you. And Will, I just wanted to allow you to have something to say. So tell the people how they can follow us.
Absolutely. So right now, and again, as Christina said, this is expanding, but as of right now, you can definitely go and check us out at YouTube. It's just NAMIC St. Louis. You can look us up there. LinkedIn as well, NAMIC St. Louis. And on Spotify, it's next up at NAMIC St. Louis is the podcast. We have 8 episodes up there now. So there's a lot to listen to. It's packed with good information from real industry professionals. So it's a good resource for people who are looking to get into the industry. So yeah, those are some great places to follow us. And again, thank you, Cynthia, and thank you everyone who is interested.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Real quick,
Will,
Cynthia.
sure, sure.
So going back to the podcast, we also want to do a casting call for anybody that's interested in being part of the podcast, looking for hosts and attendees. That's something very innovative that we started, and I want that to continue to grow. That's a big thing. I think we're keeping up with the times. This is the day and age where reading ain't the thing no more. Like you pop in some earbuds and you turn on the podcast, and that's how a lot of people learn. So I want to make sure we continue to grow that and that it's beneficial for others. I know there's a lot of people that may be interested in hosting or being a part of that. So definitely keep in touch with us if you're interested in that as well.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, everybody have a great evening. Thank you to everyone who watching the replay. If you want to volunteer to be on any of these committees, you can look Christina Butler up in WebEx and message her directly. You can look Dana Rogers up, message her directly, and Denise Hetep. or, and that's HETEP, or you can reach out to me and I'll connect you with whatever team you're wanting to be a part of or possibly chair. Have a great evening and we'll see you all soon. Bye.